what's important to you? And are the things that are important to you, that you enjoy and love and value, are they things that you do daily? Because I know for me that's not always the case, or hasn't been the case. I'm working more and more towards having the things that are important to me in my life, doing the things that I love and that I'm passionate about. Because that's how you live a life that feeds your soul. And I was thinking about this because I was reading some old journals of my mother's, and I realized that she was happiest when she was doing the things she cared about most, which is what it's like for all of us, really. So my mother passed away on January 13th, and at the ripe old age of 98. And I found some journals of hers and was reading about her days. She didn't write that much, but she would write about how she walked the dog, and she worked in the garden, and she cut flowers, and she fed the birds and watched the birds. And these were the things she loved to do. And she would often say, that she could have done more, but this is what she did that day. And those really were the things that were important to her: walking her dog, being in the garden, sailing on the lake, fishing, catching her dinner, cutting flowers, feeding the birds and watching them. And she had the luxury of doing that. Now, not all of us feel like we have the luxury to do all the things that are important to us, or to have those things in our lives. But I think sometimes they're excuses. I think sometimes we make excuses for why we don't do the things that really feed our souls, the things that are important to us and that we love. And, for instance, we might say, well, I live in an apartment, I can't have a garden. I love flowers, but I can't have a garden. But you could have a container garden inside or outside on a little porch or deck, right? You might say, I can't have a garden because I can't afford the plants. But it doesn't cost very much to buy a few seed packets, 20 cents each. You could buy 5 of them for $1, and to buy some, inexpensive plastic pots or one long tray, and plant the seeds in a little bit of dirt. You could get the dirt, from anywhere. You can go collect it somewhere, right? And create a little cutting garden of your own. I think we find so many reasons not to do the things that are important to us, not to have the things that are important to us in our lives. But they're not reasons, they're excuses. And there's always a way to find time to do the things that are important to us. So for instance, if meditation's important to you and you think you have no time for meditation, you could do it in 5 minutes a day before, when you wake up. If it's important to you to read every day, you could read for 5 minutes before you go to bed. Excuse me. Whatever it is, you can find a way to do it. You can find a way to incorporate into your life on a regular basis, maybe not daily, but on a regular basis, all the things that are important to you and that you love and that you're passionate about. And that's how you create a life that feeds your soul. And I have been at fault, as I said, of not doing that, but I'm not doing it anymore. My husband had a stroke in April, and now my mother has died, and some other people I know from high school have died, and there is no waiting, because tomorrow may never come. You may not be here tomorrow to do these things, so why not do them now? Do them now. They're important to you, so do them. And you can start by making a list of all the things that are important to you, things you care about the most, that you're passionate about. Make a list of them, and then identify how many of them you're actually doing right now. How many of them are part of your life, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and then identify the ones that aren't. It'd be easy because you identified the ones that you did. Now the ones that are left are the ones that you're not doing. So then if you pick the top 2 or 3 or 5 of these things that are really important to you, and you then brainstorm ways to actually do them, to have them be part of your life, to make the things that are important to you priorities in your life, you will begin to live a life that feeds your soul, because as long as you're not doing those things, you're not living in soul alignment, because your soul is saying these things are important. Your soul is saying these are the things that I resonate with, right? And so make the effort to figure out how to incorporate into your life the things that are important to you. If they're important to you, why wouldn't you make them part of your life? Except that maybe you think you shouldn't, or you can't, or somebody will judge you, or not love you, or whatever. And that's bullshit. Just let that go. Let it go. Let it go and incorporate into your life the things that you value most. Period. And you will then die with no regrets, and you will live fully, and you will be happier, because you've aligned with what your soul is calling you to do, what you value, what you resonate with, what you vibrate with. So that's my challenge to you this week, okay? Figure out what's important to you, incorporate it into your life so that you can live fully, live a life that feeds your soul. So I'd love it if you'd leave me a comment down below this video, or if you're on my blog, on my website, you can leave me a comment there. Let me know what's important to you and how are you going to incorporate it into your life. I'm Nina Amir. I'm the Inspiration to Creation coach. I'm a transformational catalyst. I use my intuition and personal and spiritual growth strategies and tools to help people get from where they are to where they want to go. Because if you're at point A and you want to be at point B, you have to figure out how to be the person at point B. So that's transformational coaching. How do you become that person now so you can do the things that help you create what you want? It's also about stepping into your power as a creator and knowing that you can be anyone you want to be, and that will allow you to do the things that help you create what you want. Opening to being that divine spark that you are, expressing that essence of who you are so that you can create your desires and fulfill your purpose here. So if that's of interest to you, click on the link above for the Inspired Creator Community. It's where I do my best work. You can be in a community of other people who are all seekers wanting to live lives that feed their souls. They're wanting to work on their personal and spiritual growth. So I hope to see you in the Inspired Creator Community, and until I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.